And what I predicted came to pass.
You know, guys, there's a very interesting thing that happens here in Call of Duty where there's people like myself, or Narrow Cinema, or Blame Truth, or The Rick, or Prime Pete, or various other people that will come out here with claims talking about, yo, I believe skill-based damage exists because of this, or I believe EOMM exists because of this. And one of the more recent ones that we had was about AI existing in the game. Now, there is an extent to which AI could be useful or where it could be easily abused and unnecessary for the community. We've seen tons of examples of this, but one of the conspiracy theories that a lot of us have had was that there's AI bots in the game, and that AI influences our matchmaking and influences our gaming experiences. And this thing happens where every single time we come out with that, we got people crying in the comments section, talking about, you don't know what you're talking about, or you're just here it for views. You know, it's just the typical gooch slicker that has Bobby Cosby's ball residue all over their lips.
Oh, I'm beating your ass. On D. Hey, boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
And more recently, we have a lot of these very washed, has-been content creators out here talking about, oh, well, according to my calculations, I don't believe this to be true. Also, please stop stealing my views. And then we also got people like, hey guys, why don't you guys check out the new bundles in the shop? Use my code DYNAMITE for 0% off so I can go to the Special Olympics.
I want to be in the Special Olympics.
And so here I stand before you guys telling you the good old saying that I've said so many times, and if you have yourself a memby, then you got the emoji for this. Never wrong, just early. Because as it turns out, AI has been further exposed to exist in Call of Duty in many more ways than you think. But before we get into it, I'm gonna need you guys to do me a very quick favor. Please leave a like on today's video unless you want to be eaten and sat on by Gorlock the Destroyer. And subscribe if you're new, and you already know what to do down in the comments below. Hashtag Fooly50, we're on the way. We've been making great progress. Thank you guys so much for that. But guys, check this out. This comes out from Scatmaster Charles. He says, Activision has now confirmed some in-game content in Call of Duty is AI generated. In quotes, our team uses generative AI tools to help develop some in-game assets. Now, a lot of the normies out there, a lot of the NPCs and the gooch slickers out there, they might be thinking to themselves like, yeah, well, everybody uses AI nowadays. Oh, wow, man, good job. I didn't realize you had a level of reasoning in your brain. It just so happens that your level of reasoning is incorrect, but at least you're making some progress, you know what I mean? Guys, take a look at the verbiage that is used here, and actually, you know what? Let me make this a little bit easier for you guys. This is a tweet that comes out from yours truly, the Scatmaster. By the way, if you don't follow me on Twitter, this is your chance to do so. Using game assets instead of saying cosmetic items and images only really makes me question what would be included in the quote, game assets as a term in development, and I should have mentioned this, but development for Call of Duty titles nowadays. AI bots, anyone? Guys, you know who's really good at picking apart like the actual quotes and the verbiage and making inferences that actually do make a lot of sense? Prime Pete.
Pete. Alright, prick!
I'm gonna need Prime Pete to crawl out of wherever he's hiding, and I need him to make a video on this. And I'm sure he might say something similar to this where wording it as game assets could literally mean so many different things. And before some of the gooch slickers out there that claim to be in development talk about, oh man, you don't even know what it's like to develop a game, that just means skins and cosmetics. Brother, I'm talking about Activision's usage of the word, okay? I'm not talking about that indie development studio or EA or Ubisoft. Everybody's definition of in-game assets could literally mean anything. And this guy Hunter TV actually comes out with a response to this tweet talking about, outside of skins, what are they using AI for? And this guy comes out here talking about probably these very, very bad multiplayer maps. Yeah. Thank you, YouTube. But that is a very valid question. Outside of skins, because we know Activision has actually addressed this before, they do use AI sometimes to develop some of their cosmetics, which a lot of gooch lickers out there will purchase for like $20, $30 a pop. But we've also exposed things like the loading screens or certain events and like their graphics for them. And there's been plenty of other people that have tried to expose AI and AI bots in the game, and I've seen tons of clips already, and honestly, some of the clips that I've seen and some of the information that I've gathered, it's pretty compelling evidence that there is a probability that AI bots exist in the game. Now, you've seen plenty of people talk about how they're not playing the game, yet their friend hits them up talking about, yo, I see you playing Call of Duty right now, let's party up. Meanwhile, you're not playing the game. You're not online, you're not active, and yet your character model exists in the game with your name on it, but you're not actually playing the game. Now, proving or disproving a lot of that information, in my opinion, is too difficult to just be like, yeah, this is it, or this is not it. So to anybody out there, exclusivists, that wants to try to disprove this, not only do I find it extremely difficult, to the point where you might actually have an easier time proving its existence rather than disproving it. But what makes it even more difficult is the fact that Call of Duty and Activision have not only confirmed AI to exist in the game, but they will not mention to which extents that goes to.
God damn it!
Now, what I personally find extremely interesting about this, before I get into the actual article itself, because there is an article attached to this, I just want all of the doubters out there, all of the naysayers, right? I want everybody to realize that there was a point in time where it was unconfirmed as to whether or not skill-based matchmaking existed in the game. It was unconfirmed whether or not there was a cheating and hacking epidemic in the game. There were so many instances where we talked about, you know what? I feel like my skill rating influences my ping. And so many people have tried to disprove that. So many people have said, no, you're wrong. And it took months to maybe even years for it to be revealed that, yes, skill-based matchmaking exists in Call of Duty. Yes, it influences your ping. Here's all the data and the research that is behind it. Yes, there is a cheating and hacking problem in Call of Duty. Yes, there is a problem with RICOCHET not working and detecting properly. Guys, it has happened countless times where if you do not believe that there is a possibility of AI bots existing in the game, I'm not necessarily saying you're wrong, but there is a very high probability, just judging off of history, that down the line, it's gonna be proven to you that there's AI bots existing in the game.
Please! No!
What's even crazier is back in MW 2019 Part 3, I think it was, when Activision put out that whole little blog post about skill-based matchmaking and the matchmaking process, and people asked them questions like, yo, is there AI bots in Call of Duty? And Activision went out on a limb talking about, no, there's no AI, or they might have worded it very, very weirdly on purpose for stuff like this, but on top of that, they did mention, hey, in the future, if we need to mention to you guys that there's AI in the game, we'll mention it. And here we are today, guys. And that leads me to the article that was posted about this. And the very first thing that you see on this article is extremely telling, okay? Like, if you actually put trust into Activision, not only is that not the right move, but it's stuff like this that really makes you question whether or not they can be trustworthy. In the article, it says, upon visiting the Black Ops 6 Steam page, fans will notice a new change. Activision has now been forced to disclose its use of artificial intelligence in the game's creation. Now, why is this important, guys? Because had it not been for Steam's rules and regulations, Call of Duty would not need to inform anybody that AI exists in the game. Think about this. If it were solely up to Activision to just tell us that there is AI in the game, do you think they would just come out here and be like, hey guys, also with the release of this new game, there is AI that develops our skins, our graphics, our calling cards and emblems, and several other things? Do you think they would really say that? No, absolutely not.
No!
But it's because of Steam's policies and rules that they have to. And what's crazy is, Call of Duty has been on Steam for how long? It's been quite some time, and we started noticing the usage of AI, or the potential of AI existing in the game, ever since last year in MW 2019 Part 3. It was confirmed to us that a whole cosmetic, a whole bundle, was created by AI back in MW 2019 Part 3, and yet there is no mention of that on Steam's disclosure of the game. Now, what am I trying to say with that? If Call of Duty was willing to hide it back then, even though it was blatantly obvious, it's very likely to be the exact same case today, And now that they are forced to disclose it, what exactly is included in-game assets to Call of Duty and to Activision? Once again, their definition is not the same as EA's definition. It's not the same as Ubisoft's definition. It's not the same as an indie developer's definition. And so yeah, I believe there's a lot more they're hiding than they're willing to tell. And as the article actually points out themselves, at the time of writing, it's unclear the extent of AI's utilization, nor what assets the statement could be referring to. This could mean anything from foliage in the background of a campaign mission to weapon skins across multiplayer and Warzone. Regardless, we now know for certain AI has been employed to some degree. The vagueness of what Activision has to say to their community and how they communicate, and to what extent they reveal anything of importance, has always been up to them. Now, as the fans, as the community out here, we're always up for speculating something, right? In that case, it's Activision's duty to tell us, hey, you know what? It is true. We use AI for our emblems. But no, we do not use it for AI bots, and we don't use it for this and that and all these other speculative rumors. And I sure as hell do not want to see half of these burnt out content creators try to justify any of this stuff or try to put words in Activision's mouth to save them.
Oh my god! I got you in 4K! Just dick rotted!
Now guys, you can tell me down in the comments right now whether or not you actually have a level of trust for Activision. I personally do not. Now, if they were to come out here and be like, yo, there is no AI bots in the game, be honest, would you sincerely believe Activision's words that there is no AI bots or AI manipulation or AI tactics that influence your gaming experience? Would you sincerely believe them? That's for you to determine. I personally do not trust Activision. I don't think very many people should. And if there is people out there that really do hold on to Activision's word and they just so happen to be content creators, chances are they attended the Squid Game Special Olympic event and they themselves are probably not very trustworthy either. I can see it coming out later in the future that there is in fact AI influences in the matchmaking process, or that there's AI bots in the game, or that your player character model was used without you actually being in the game to make it look like there's people playing in a lobby on a map, but you're not even online. And when that day comes, guys, you already know what I'm gonna say. Never wrong, just early. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think about all this. Do you think there's AI bots in the game? Like, to which extent do you think there is AI that exists in Call of Duty? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with my newest videos. And yeah, guys, it's been the boy Fooly. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out of here. Peace.